Thank you very much, Adrian, and a very good evening to you wherever and however you've got us on for the World Cup on TalkSport. Not since 2002 as co-hosts of South Korea made a World Cup quarter-final. Eventually, that year, Gus Hiddick's men finished fourth, whilst the winners were Ronaldo's Brazil, who became five-time champions in the process and have promptly not won it since. The Seleção will have had their swagger knocked a little by their defeat to Cameroon 3 days ago, albeit with a much-changed team. Whilst the Taeguk Warriors found the strength and tenacity to come from behind to beat Portugal and set up this round of 16 tie. Brazil revert pretty much to the team that beat Switzerland in their second group stage game. But there is a return for the talismanic Neymar. The number 10 shirt back in the side. He was injured during the first game, didn't play against the Swiss or against Cameroon. Only Eder Militao survives from the 11 that took to the field against the African side 3 days ago. Alisson is the goalkeeper. Eder Militao, Marquinhos, Thiago Silva and Danilo in the back four. Casemiro and Lucas Paquetá are the holders in midfield. Rafinha, Neymar, Vinicius Jr and Richarlison can move forward in any formation that you like. South Korea beat Portugal without their influential centre-back Kim Min-jae. But Paolo Bento, the coach, is delighted to have the Napoli defender back in the starting lineup. He's one of two changes. Hwang Hee-chan, who scored the winner against CR7 and co, he's rewarded with a start. It is Kim Sung-gyu in goal, Kim Mun-hwan at right back, Kim Min-jae, Kim Yong-kwon the centre-halves, and Kim Jin-soo at left back. Hwang In-beom and Young Woo-young are the holding midfielders, and then Hwang Hee-chan, Lee Jae-sung and Son Heung-min in behind Cho Kwe-sung in attack. Referee tonight is Clément Turpin of France, who was in charge of the Liverpool-Real Madrid Champions League final this year, as well as Villarreal's Europa League win over Manchester United, you might remember, the year before. Both teams in their first choice kits, Brazil in the yellow and blue with the white socks, South Korea in that very bright red strip with black trim around the shoulders, and it will be South Korea that will get us underway. Huge Brazilian support around the stadium. It's a bit like Argentina the other night, who dominated the stadium at Ahmed Bin Ali. Here there are a few pockets of South Korean supporters in their bright red shirts, but it's mostly the yellow and blue of the Seleção that you see. The countdown is completed and we're underway on TalkSport. South Korea will be kicking from right to left as Dean Ashton and I look on from our position above the halfway line in this two-tier stand of a ground that will be taken apart piece by piece once this game is finished. Ball breaks on halfway and a strong header from Young Woo-young. Brazil try and fire it forward, but it's teased out to the left back Kim Jin-soo, and it's worked into midfield where it's feeding forward to Song Kyung-min. Good touch for Cho, two to his left, but the offside flag's gone up against Cho Kwe-sung from Son Heung-min's pass. Free kick to Brazil, midway point of their own half. 0-0 on TalkSport. It's Dean Ashton with me tonight.
Yeah, good evening everyone. It's good to see Son Heung-min playing more down the middle, just in behind Cho Kwe-sung at the top end of the pitch for South Korea. I think he can be way more effective in the middle of the park rather than stuck out on the left where they find it difficult to give him the ball. Just two little points as well also. Arguably two of the most influential players from either side. Kim Min-jae, is he fit? Is that calf injury okay? And of course Neymar, how's his ankle feeling?
Throw into South Korea on the far side, level with the edge of their own penalty area. Kim Mun-hwan will send it further forward. Cho got a piece of it. It's nodded back towards the halfway line, but tidied up. And Thiago Silva and Marquinhos can exchange passes just shy of the halfway line. Eder Militao playing at right back tonight. Been playing in that position a couple of times. You've got Danilo at left back as well this evening. And the ball goes back all the way to Alisson. Thiago Silva will collect. I say Danilo's playing at left back, but it almost looks like a three at the back the way that Brazil are going about their business in these early stages.
I mean, as we look down on the formation, it's a 3-2-5 for Brazil.
It is, isn't it? Marquinhos at the centre, Militao to his right, Thiago Silva to his left. Then you've got Paquetá and Casemiro, Danilo rather, holding, and then everyone else do what you want. Son Heung-min down the left-hand side for South Korea, gets level with the edge of the area, dispossessed down this right-hand side by Rafinha, and now a chance for Neymar to set Vinicius away down the left-hand side, quickly closed down by Kim Moon-hwan as he gets over the halfway line, moves it in field, touched by Richarlison, tried to play a 1-2 with Neymar, didn't come off. South Korea will clear it, and Cho tries to bring it down, but there was a handball in there, so it'll be a free kick to Brazil. But that was a swift counter from Brazil there, 0-0.
Yeah, I think Neymar's okay. Brilliant break from him out to Vinicius Junior. They got fired into Richarlison. Neymar was there with a quick touch. That's when they're at their best, Brazil. It's when it's played quickly, 1 and 2 touch, and the freedom of the movement.
Casemiro clips it out to the right-hand side for Rafinha. 3 minutes gone, 0-0. Poor pass from Rafinha down the right-hand side of the box, looking for Lucas Paquetá, but it just went behind, and plenty of time for Kim Seung-gyu to measure up the goal kick. Was the first choice prior to the 2018 World Cup, but didn't get involved. Kept 11 clean sheets in the 14 qualifiers that South Korea had to get them to this World Cup. Of course, they kept that clean sheet against Uruguay in the first match here. Ball's played across to Kim Young-kwon, who's celebrating 100 caps in South Korean colours tonight. Plays the ball forward, Son. He's offside as he tried to retrieve it from Eder Militao, and it'll be a free kick to Brazil, midway point of their own half. 4 minutes gone on TalkSport in this World Cup round of 16 tie, with Croatia awaiting the winners after they beat Japan on penalties earlier. You heard it live on TalkSport. Japan once again failing to make a World Cup quarter-final that they so desperately craved. Here is Eder Militao for Brazil, 20 yards inside the South Korean half, stroked out to the right looking for Rafinha, but Kim Jin-soo, as always, gets first to the ball and gets a foul as Rafinha pulled him down. Free kick to South Korea in their left-back position, 0-0.
Yeah, as soon as they lose the ball, South Korea, they're getting themselves into a really compact defensive unit. Probably only 15 yards between centre-back and centre-forward. Trying to deny Neymar, Richarlison, Rafinha, Vinicius Junior any space whatsoever to play between their midfield and centre-backs.
Adrian Durham mentioned before kick-off that stat about Brazil, or South Korea rather, only scoring 11 of their last 12 World Cup goals in the second half of matches. Brazil aren't brilliant in the first half either. They failed to score in the first half of their last 5 World Cup matches since Adrian and I were in the Spartak Stadium back in 2018, and Paulinho scored against Serbia in Moscow. So both these sides appear to be taking their times to get to the pitch of games and finding their goal-scoring touch. Let's see what happens in this first half. 6 minutes gone, 0-0. Brazil in possession with Thiago Silva. Danilo gives it back to the oldest player at this World Cup, Thiago Silva. Now it's Eder Militao of Real Madrid. Gets up to the halfway line, but then he's closed down by Hwang Hee-chan, so he elected to go across the halfway line. Thiago Silva rolls his foot on the ball. Neymar comes deep to collect. And then it's played by Casemiro with a minimum fuss to Eder Militao. He looks for Rafinha, hugging this near touchline, midway point of the half. Skips past 2 challenges. Casemiro tries to roll it forward, looking for Paquetá. Now Rafinha down the right-hand side of the box, pulls it back. It comes to Vinicius Junior. 1-0. Took his time brilliantly, Vinicius Junior, as the ball rolled to him on the left-hand side of the area. Took a touch, steadied himself, and curled it expertly into the top corner. Brazil in front, early stages of the game at the 9-7-4. They can get first half goals when it suits them. Brazil 1, South Korea 0.
And you can have the rigid defensive formation, but one thing you can't do sometimes is just stop sheer quality, and that's what Rafinha's got in abundance. He drives inside, he then ricochets the ball into his feet, and then he just shimmies his way past Kim Jin-soo, and then once he gets down to the byline on the right hand side, he just gets his head up, he sees his other wingman Vinicius free at the back post, who then, you're right, he just takes his time, he opens his body up, he doesn't try and smash this goalwards, he picks his spot perfectly and just feeds it in there with the consummate ease of the quality player that he is. What a great goal for Brazil.
Well, it only took Portugal 5 minutes to breach the South Korean defence on match day 3 of the group stage, but of course South Korea fought back. They've got to do it all over again here. Live on TalkSport, 8 minutes on the watch. Brazil 1, South Korea 0, and only now do we get back underway because the front four of Brazil were performing a little samba dance away down to our right hand side in celebration of Vinicius' goal. That's only his second international goal and his 19th appearance for his country. Richarlison trying to set Rafinha away down the right hand side. He'll keep it in play right at the dead ball line and down by the corner flag. He strokes it back 20 yards or so to Eder Militao. He plays a 1-2 with Lucas Paquetá. Oh, lovely ball in field to find Casemiro. Rolled across square to Danilo. Now Neymar takes over, trying to get away from Lee Jae-sung. Vinicius, the goal scorer, left wing, gives it to Neymar, who was caught there. The referee, Clement Turpin, a little wag in the face of Hwang In-beom for that challenge. And Brazil have a free kick at 30 yards out, quite away to the left of centre, but Neymar will fancy swirling this in towards the keeper.
Certainly will, but just going back to the goal, we talked about the good and the bad of the South Korean fullbacks. I'm afraid Kim Jin-soo was just bypassed by Rafinha, but let's have a little bit of appreciation from that finish again for Vinicius. So often you see players just try and whack it towards goal when there's players coming towards him and the goalkeeper. He just prodded it, he just fed it into the top corner.
Neymar rolls it up to the edge of the area. Paquetá trying to turn it round the corner for Vinicius, who made a run down the left-hand side of the box, but it's cleared downfield by South Korea, and Alisson will control it midway point of his own half as he comes out of his 18-yard box. And it's back with Casemiro, diagonal ball downfield again, seeking out Vinicius, but it'll be headed out by South Korea only to Neymar. Skips infield from the left-hand touchline, rides a couple of challenges. Danilo takes over and feeds it back out to Vinicius on the left-hand side. His cross is half cleared, and a penalty's given as an attempted clearance by Kim Min-jae caught the leg of Richarlison, who was herring after him, and a penalty is awarded, and South Korea are in all sorts of trouble. Now they've got a penalty against them. Richarlison brought down by Kim Min-jae.
Yeah, they look like the side that was beaten 5-1 by Brazil in June, and I don't think there'll be any complaints when this is seen back. Richarlison, that's what he does. He harries you. He doesn't give you any time whatsoever if you're a defender on the ball, and he just nips in ahead of Young Woo Young, who goes to swipe the clearance away and catches Richarlison on the underside of the boot.
Well, it's Rafinha that's going to have the opportunity, is he? No, he's handed the ball to Neymar. I wonder what was going on there. Ready to spot the ball down, but Neymar, as you might expect, has full rank on Rafinha, and he will have the opportunity to double Brazil's lead inside 12 minutes. Goalkeeper Kim Sung-gyu only now just walking in between his post to set himself on the line, and the referee just checking for encroachment on the edge of the 18-yard box. Neymar, hands on hips on the 18-yard line, waits for the whistle. Let's see what the maestro can do. Can he make it? 76 international goals and put Brazil in a commanding position here at Stadium 974. Now Kim Sung-gyu is ready. Referee backs away and now blows his whistle, and it's Neymar against Kim to give Brazil a 2-0 lead. Still waits. The whistle's been blown, Neymar has not moved a muscle. Now he slowly paces back, moves around the ball, comes up to it right-footed, stutter in the run-up, shot. Oh, he wrong-foots the keeper. Not a great penalty, but it's gone in the back of the net, and Brazil are 2 up inside 13 minutes. Neymar back in the side and back amongst the goals, and a penalty that wrong-footed Kim Jong-gyu. Brazil are on their way. Brazil 2, South Korea 0.
Oh, the absolute disrespect of a goalkeeper from Neymar. If anyone ever tells you blonde hair doesn't give you the edge, don't listen to them. A flash of blonde, a flash of yellow shirt, a flash of brilliance from Neymar with the penalty. Is so cool, calm, confident, arrogant. Just the way he takes his time, he sort of staggers to his left a couple of steps, a few little stabby steps, and then he waits and waits till the keeper's almost on his backside and just rolls it in softly into the opposite corner. How cool was that?
Only 1 goal now, Neymar, behind Pele, who we spoke about before kick-off. 76 international goals for the Brazilian number 10, and we're back underway on TalkSport. Brazil 2 up, and South Korea have a mountain to climb. It's like they've got to walk all the way up from terra firma up to the top of Christ the Redeemer with only a bottle of water for company. What can they do about this match situation? Brazil, with a 2-goal cushion, will be fearsome opponents at this point. Throw in for Danilo in the left-back position. South Korea trying to win it back high up the pitch, but away comes Neymar with some lovely skill, with a ball tight to his feet. Works it back to Thiago Silva and into the 6-yard box for Alisson. Touch from Marquinhos, and they so confidently play the ball out of their own 18-yard box in tight space. Quickly taken throw though by South Korea. Hwang gets it back into midfield for Hwang In-byong, and now Kim Jin-soo leaves it for Young Woo-young, and it was he that brought down Richarlison for that penalty kick. Kim Min-jae, centre half, striding forward. Kim Moon-hwan waits on the right hand side, the right back, down by the corner flag on the right hand side. Just clips it infield where it's helped along back towards the halfway line, and Kim Young-won fired out towards Hwang, but too heavy a pass from Kim, and out it goes for a throw to Brazil on this near side. A quarter of an hour gone on TalkSport. Brazil holding sway, 2-0 up.
Well, I think everyone's been waiting, haven't they, for the real Brazil to turn up at this World Cup and entertain, as we always expect, and it's got that feel about it, hasn't it? Because the one thing about South Korea is they won't stop. They'll continue to play their way. They'll continue to send bodies forward and press you at times. So there'll be plenty of chances for Brazil.
Lee Jae-sung collects the ball 10 yards inside the Brazilian half. Hwang In-byong sends it back to Kim Min-jae. Early ball onto the edge of the area. It was dummied by Lee Jae-sung, but Sung couldn't pick it up. But at least from the South Korean perspective, they've not been counter-attacked by Brazil. They have it back on halfway, and it's with Young Woo-young. Moves into the Brazilian half, options left and right, clips the ball out left for Hwang Hee-chan. Kim Jin-soo going on the overlap, but instead Hwang comes in field, tries to slide it for Cho at the edge of the area. Then goes for goal, and brilliant save from Alisson. Wow, Hwang Hee-chan just let fly from 30 yards, destined for the top right-hand corner, before Alisson flung up his right glove, turns it behind for a corner. 2-0 Brazil. Great save.
Oh, this is very nearly an absolute screamer. And Hwang Hee-chan, what a save from Alisson.
Short corner, rolled back to Hwang, 30 yards out. He's going to have a go, and it sails over the bar. Nowhere near on target that time. But the effort from Hwang Hee-chan, the man that scored the winner against Portugal, at least shows that South Korea have got themselves an effort on target and mean business here. 2-0 down they are.
Absolutely. Like I said, they're fun to watch. They won't give up regardless of the scoreline, and Alisson had to be absolutely alert to that strike, and what made the save so good, I think the pace on the ball was gathering the closer it got to Alisson, so he needed to have that strong hand.
2-0 to Brazil. TalkSport at the World Cup, 17 minutes gone at the 974 Stadium, the last game that will be played at this ground before it is taken apart piece by piece. South Korea don't want to be taken apart piece by piece at this particular moment. 17 and a half gone. It's back with Marquinhos, who was very unlucky in my opinion not to play much at the 2018 World Cup in Russia. He'd been part of all the qualifiers and then Chiche just inexplicably left him out. Very much part of the back four once again. And he's ball out to Neymar, sees him wriggling away from trouble. Vinicius flicks it very neatly back in field. He was fouled, but the referee waits play on. And then Neymar is dispossessed. Good strong challenges from South Korea. And then Son tries to bring the ball forward. It's been dispossessed. It goes back to Alisson. 2-0 Brazil.
Oh, it's Richarlison though, doing that work off the ball. Brilliant.
He's playing through the centre, of course, Richarlison, but he's got at least 3 players around him most of the time, if not sometimes 4. Ball out to Vinicius, who scored Brazil's first. Infield it goes to Danilo, turned back to Thiago Silva on the halfway line. Everybody in South Korean red behind the ball. Teased out by Casemiro to Neymar, content just to roll it back to the halfway line. Richarlison stopped still in the middle of the field, but he'll soon get moving as the ball's moved out to this near side, and then a misplaced pass from Marquinhos. Misses out Lucas Paqueta, and it's a go for Kim Jin-soo for South Korea. Now Kim Min-jae, who has been excellent in the Serie A this season for Napoli, made the most appearances of all the South Korean players in the qualifiers. Missed the Russian World Cup through injury. He missed the last game through a calf problem. Back tonight, but his defence have already conceded twice. Here's Hwang, who's had one FL target brilliantly saved by Alisson. Dispossessed by Casemiro. Here come Brazil again through the middle with Vinicius. Dispossessed really well. And South Korea win the ball back. Good skill, and Son walks it out to the right-hand side, and a chance for Lee Jae-sung to attack. Getting towards the right-hand corner of the box. Cho had gone on the outside right, but he didn't use him. Instead it's rolled square to the left-hand side, and Hwang trying to cut in field. Oh, well challenged by Casemiro, very calmly done. And then Neymar looked for a first-time ball through the halfway line for Richarlison that very nearly came off, but it's been intercepted. And here comes South Korea once again. It's teased out to Kim Moon-hwan on the right-hand side, almost level with the Brazilian penalty area. Goes back instead into midfield. Cho waits at the edge of the area, but it goes back to Kim Young-gwon. Hwang faced up by Rafinha, the two number 11s in direct competition. Now Kim Jin-soo, the left back, tries for the dead ball line, but his second touch was heavy and it goes over the dead ball line for a Brazilian goal kick. TalkSport, 20 minutes gone in this World Cup round of 16 tie. It's Brazil 2, South Korea 0. Here's Dean Ashton.
And again, just an example of how positive and brave, or maybe naive, South Korea are. It's just 3 passes, and if they'd have got it right, Brazil, Vinicius Junior would have had the whole half of the pitch to run 1v1 against the goalkeeper. I'm pretty sure they're trying to make this an 8-4 game. Brilliant.
Marquinhos, under pressure from Son, just flicked the ball across his home penalty area for Thiago Silva. Incidentally, you'll hear former England striker Dean Ashton, who's alongside me here tomorrow morning as part of TalkSport Breakfast from 6 a.m. with Laura Woods and Ali McCoy. Dean will join the fun from 8 a.m. for the last 2 hours of the show, and then we've got 2 more commentaries for you. Morocco against Spain at 3 p.m. in the round of 16, followed by Portugal against Switzerland at 7. The winners of those 2 matches will meet each other in the quarter-finals. As it stands, it's going to be Croatia against Brazil in the last 8. 2-0 to the Seleção as we approach the midway point of the first half. Throw it to South Korea, pretty much bang on halfway. Down beneath us on this left-hand side, Kim Jin-soo wants an option. 1 or 2 coming towards him. He's thrown it longer downfield But Cho, who's scrapping for possession with Eder Militao, still has it down the left-hand side, approaching the corner flag, tries a back heel to get Hwang into the game. There's loads of yellow Brazil shirts around. Lazy clearance though, and it was Young Woo-young trying to feed it back to the edge of the Brazilian box. Now a high ball into the centre of the half, and there's a foul by Son on Lucas Paquetá, and that'll be a free kick to Brazil in the centre of their own half. 2-0 they lead.
Yeah, I think Brazil will be happy actually to allow South Korea to come onto them, soak up a bit of pressure. Defended very well in the main in this competition so far. Brazil have denied all the teams very few attempts, if any, on target, and they'll be happy to soak up a bit of pressure knowing that they can counter-attack with such speed when they do get it.
Incidentally, that penalty for Neymar, the 6th in a row from the penalty spot. He's not scored any goals from out of play in his last 6. They've all come from 12 yards. And it's that penalty that made it 2-0. The scorer of the first, Vinicius Junior, down by the left-hand corner flag as Brazil attack. Works it back to Danilo, whips the ball in, palmed away not too convincingly by Kim Sung-gyu, and it comes out to Eder Militao, who works it to the right wing, and Rafinha looking to take on Kim Jin-soo, tries to go inside him. He did for a moment, but Hwang helps out his left back, and then Son is just nudged to the ground by Casemiro, and that'll be a free kick to South Korea.
Yeah, he looks in the mood, doesn't he, Rafinha? Thought he was slightly disappointing in the first 2 games, but Tiche likes him on this right-hand side, and he looks in the mood.
Now, coming through the centre circle, it's Lee Jae-sung. Flips it back to halfway for Young Woo-young. Now Hwang In-byom out to the other Hwang, Hwang Hee-chan. Plays a little 1-2 with Kim Jin-soo. He's got a bit of space now. The left back, level with the edge of the area, trying to take on Eder Militao. He's won a corner off the Brazilian right back. South Korea's first of the game as we reach the 24-minute mark. 2-0 Brazil.
Yeah, excellent play down the left-hand side. Kim Jin-soo looking to get that cross in, and guess who was at the back post? Kim Moon-hwan, the right back.
So Son has come across to this near side to take this corner for South Korea. Lee Jae-sung is there with him, but he's been told to get into the penalty area as Son delivers the corner into the near post. Richarlison was there as the first defender to head it clear. Retrieved though by South Korea. Good ball in field. Hwang's going to have another go from distance, and it bounces awkwardly in front of Alisson, nowhere near the same pace as the first effort, and Alisson dealt with it comfortably enough. 2-0.
Yeah, that was just ridiculous. I mean, that was 45 yards out. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be in from there.
Well, Brazil haven't conceded more than one in a match in 29 games. That was a 4-2 away win a couple of years ago against Peru in the qualifiers for this tournament. So South Korea have got some serious work to do here at the 974. 25 minutes gone on TalkSport at the World Cup. Brazil 2-0 up and in possession with Neymar, who can suddenly let fly over the halfway line. Vinicius making a great run to his left. Neymar's going alone into the area, driven wide, and it's toe-poked out of play for Brazil's first corner of the game at 2-0.
Fair play here to Kim Min-jae, because Neymar was waiting for Vinicius to be free, but he just cut off the gap brilliantly, the defender.
Taking a short corner, Brazil, but they've actually worked it back to the centre circle, and Thiago Silva. Now Militao looks for Lucas Paquetá of West Ham United. Stroke back into midfield for Danilo. Vinicius, heavy touch, allows Kim Moon-hwan to wing it back. Lee plays it up to Cho on halfway, and he guides it back for Kim Moon-hwan. Now right hand side, Cho has it once again, cutting in field. Song's going through the middle. Poor ball in field from Hwang In-byom straight to Rafinha, and he looks for Neymar just shy of the halfway line. Collided with the referee for a moment, and then dummies the referee and moves away down the left hand side. Picks out Vinicius once more, driving towards the left hand corner of the box. Tries to get a cross in, deflected behind for another Brazilian corner, this time of Kim Moon-hwan. 27 gone, 2-0 Brazil.
Well, whether it's the South Korean player or the referee, Clement Pan, Neymar still pirouettes away with a lovely little turn, and then he just keeps looking for Vinicius. Every time he gets it, he just keeps playing that out to him and says, go and attack the full-back, and he wins a corner.
Which Neymar himself has spotted down on the far side for a right-footed in-swinger. South Korea have got 7 defenders lined up in the 6-yard box, zonally, not picking anybody up man for man. In it comes from Neymar, headed out by Kim Min-jae, picked up by Rafinha 30 yards out, but he's forced to send the ball out wide. Vinicius tosses the ball back into the box. Again, Kim Min-jae is there with a header. An outbreak's on the right-hand side for Brazil, and Paqueta down by the corner flag, looking to jink away from the challenge. Rolls it back to Casemiro, thinks about a diagonal ball into the box, plays it, headed up in the air. Where's it going to drop? It's Hwang In-beom and Richarlison going for it. Richarlison juggles for it with his head brilliantly, and gets it back at the edge of the area. Oh, what a goal! What a brilliant goal from Richarlison! Amazing goal! Thiago Silva played his part. Richarlison started by juggling the ball on his head 25 yards out. Once he'd given the ball away, he made a run into the box. The ball was slid into him by Thiago Silva through the goalkeeper. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Richarlison! His third of the tournament. That's up there with the overhead kick he managed in the first game. Brazil are going goal crazy, and they don't do that in the first half very often these days. Brazil 3, South Korea 0.
Oh, and that is why you see so many yellow shirts everywhere when there's a World Cup on, because people pay their money to come and watch this. This is just sheer magic from Richarlison and his Brazilian teammates. The way he just juggled the ball on top of his bleached blonde hair just a couple of times, and then just took a tiny touch down, flicked it around the corner, and then he starts to make his move. The ball then got fizzed in towards Neymar. Richarlison carried on his run. Neymar just siphoned it into his path, and then he just simply put it in with his left foot. What a magnificent goal that was from Brazil.
Amazing. Nothing could stop that. Just pure movement, skill and precision. And Brazil are dominating South Korea. 3-0 up. And we're on the half-hour mark on TalkSport. Ball's worked back to Hwang In-beom, dispossessed. And Richarlison launches another counter-attack. It's 4-on-4. As they pile forward, he leaves it for Rafinha. Rafinha strokes it out to Vinicius on the left-hand side. Richarlison and Neymar waiting for a cross. It's worked back instead to Rafinha, 30 yards out. Goes for goal and gets it wrong and just gets it way, way too far over the crossbar. Goal kick to South Korea. What on earth does Paulo Bento do here?
Well, I think he needs to realise that he's got his tactics wrong. That he's arguably been too brave or naive. And this could start to get embarrassing if you leave so much space on the counter-attack for Brazil. I think you have to accept that probably the game has almost gone already, and accept you need to sit in like you did against Portugal, bide your time, counter-attack when you can. Otherwise, I think the Brazilian boys are going to run amok.
Dean Ashton alongside me, Ian Danter. 31 minutes gone. Brazil have got the taste for it. 3-0 up. South Korea have got to get a foothold in this game and not feel demoralised. Otherwise they could just get done 6 or 7 or whatever you might imagine, because this Brazil side are in the mood. Son Heung-min attacking the Brazilian penalty area. Flicks it out left to Hwang. We're going to take on Militao, gets past him, into the area, tight to the byline, drives it into the near post. Good save, Alisson. Low down, protecting his near post. And Brazil bring it away.
Yeah, it's really good though from Hwang Hee-chan. Really powerful run. Shrugged aside Militao. And then when the angle was really tight, he was pretty much on the touchline. Alisson came out and got that big chest to fizz out. Made sure that ball wasn't going past it as it thudded off his right pectoral.
Ball's just shy of halfway with Thiago Silva, and his pass for Richarlison for the goal was just a thing of beauty. The weight on it just allowed Richarlison, who made that running field, just to latch onto it, not break his stride, and slip it low past Kim Seung-kyu. Everything about Brazilian football encapsulated in 2 or 3 seconds. And here's Neymar receiving a ball from Lucas Paquetá. Rafinha, right hand side, leaves it for Paquetá once again. Eder Militao will roll it back into his own half for Marquinhos. It's down to Brazil what tempo this game's played at now, you sense. Down to the left hand side for Thiago Silva. Neymar touches it infield for Casemiro. And Neymar has become the 3rd Brazilian player to score in 3 different World Cups. Same as the great Pelé, who is just 1 goal behind now on 76, and Ronaldo. And here's Vinicius Junior looking for Lucas Paquetá with his back to goal at the edge of the D. Drives it to the right hand side of the box for Rafinha. Rafinha trying to give it a skill to get away from 2 defenders. Gives it back to Paquetá. Then Casemiro goes for goal and drags his shot wide. Goal kick to South Korea. But again, they were sniffing around the 18-yard box and looking dangerous, Brazil. 3-0 up.
Yeah, they're not able to cope, South Korea, with the formation, the tactics Tiche has used, allowing Danilo to just wander into midfield and then having 5 players against the 4 of South Korea. They're just struggling to figure out a way to not be outnumbered.
Goal kick for the South Koreans. And it will be Kim Seung-kyu to drive it out to the right hand side, looking for Cho to win the header. Instead it's won by Danilo and Casemiro. Foul on Cho gives South Korea a free kick. Incidentally, 29 minutes is the earliest that Brazil have gone 3 up in a World Cup match. Took just over a half hour to go 3-0 up against Spain back in the 1950 tournament. But here they are, 3-0 up against South Korea. 10 minutes to half time. South Korea have a throw level with the Brazilian box, left hand side, the near side to us. Young Woo-young, who drives the ball into out, looking for Kim Moon-hwan. It's a lovely ball, but Kim Moon-hwan couldn't keep it in play on that far side. Dejected look at his face as he slaps his hands down on his thighs. And Brazil have a throw in instead in their left back position. 3-0 up.
Yeah, I think Brazil are really taking this opportunity to shine, to put a marker down, to say when they're free, when they're fluid. There's not many teams that look better than this Brazilian team.
Throwing is won back by South Korea, but they're dispossessed. And then a lovely ball from Paquetá to set Richarlison away over halfway. Neymar and Vinicius to his left. Here's Neymar, sends it further out left to Vinicius, into the area left hand side, just lobs it to the far post, and Paquetá makes it 4 with a brilliant volley. Another sensational Brazil goal. The Samba style is very much in evidence tonight. They are playing such silky football, and West Ham, Lucas Paquetá on the end of another sweeping counter-attack to volley home the 4. Brazil 4, South Korea 0.
It's absolutely clinical, by the way. Yes, the football's scintillating, it's magical, it's wonderful, but it's really, really clinical at the end of it as well. You just talked about the way it was just played through Richarlison to Neymar. I mean, everyone wants a touch, and then it's clipped to the back post. Paquetá is coming in, and he really does make sure he controls the volley. Vinicius with a lovely little clip up there for Paquetá, and he just controls the volley into the ground, into the far corner. There was no way he was missing that.
Didn't lash at it, Lucas Paquetá just caressed it into the bottom corner. For what is his 8th international goal. He didn't make the World Cup in 2018. And the man who moved from Lyon to West Ham for over 30 million quid in August have just sent Brazil even further clear. 4-0, and we're not even at half time yet. 7 minutes to the break on TalkSport. And they've lost the ball against South Korea. Richarlison over halfway, trying to flick it out right to Rafinha. Desperate challenge from Kim Jin-soo stopped it from getting through to him. And the ball's back with Young Woo-young on the halfway line, drives it out to this near side. Good ball for Hwang Hee-chan, looking to take on Eder Militao. Finds Son, left-hand corner of the box, trying to shift it onto his right maybe for a shot on goal. Trying to play a 1-2 with Kim, who'd stayed forward. Kim Moon-hwan, the right back. Here he is again. Lee Jae-sung holding on the right-hand corner of the box. Rides a challenge from Vinicius and rolls it back. Now here is Hwang In-byom squaring the ball in field to Young Woo-young. Not much straight ahead of him, so he has to flick it out left to Hwang. And he pretended to send it down the left-hand side for Kim Jin-soo. You can hear around us those who support the Seleção, particularly those away to the left-hand side, singing, bouncing, delighted with what they've seen. The South Korean pockets of support very, very still and silent. Here's Kim Jin-soo, left-hand corner of the box for South Korea. Hwang In-byom plays it infield to Young Woo-young, setting himself for a drive. Instead he passes up to the edge of the area. Hwang goes into the box, goes down theatrically, looking for a penalty, and the French referee emphatically says, get up, no pen. 4-0.
I think you're right. I think the way he goes down just demonstrates to the referee that it wasn't a foul. He really did try to make the most of it. Hwang Hee-chan. Just a little note, I think, on Tiche and the way he's got this Brazilian side is, yes, we've seen some wonderful goals, of course, and some great play, but actually defensively, they're a different team to the one that was humiliated on home soil. They get in a rigid 4-4-2 formation, defensive shape. They sit there, they can do, and also then they really press. Neymar, maybe not. All the others, Vinicius, Rafinha, Richarlison, they all like to press and work hard for their manager.
Chiche, of course, is bowing out after this World Cup, so it will be a new era of Brazilian football regardless of what happens to them at this tournament. He is the longest serving Brazilian manager, Chiche, 2,286 days in charge. And he's been in charge of the fourth most games as Brazilian manager with 79 before tonight. He's tied a 4-0 up with 5 minutes to half time on TalkSport in this round of 16 tie at the 9-7-4. Ball's out to the right hand side and Eder Militao, the right back, looking for Rafinha, but he telegraphed the pass a little bit. Nevertheless, the ball was given away by South Korea. Richarlison fighting hard to get it back to Rafinha, lobs it infield, just gets over the head of Son Heung-min, so Casemiro can just work it back to the back four.
Yeah, and Son Heung-min just takes a moment, hands on hips, as if, yeah, this is a level up at international level for South Korea, and it's all come a little bit too fast at them.
Eder Militao up to halfway and Rafinha. Back it goes to the Real Madrid centre-half, playing it right back in this back four. Danilo's sort of playing a bit like Joao Cancelo plays for Manchester City. Starts at left back but then just goes where he wants. Now Neymar loses possession there for a moment and Hwang In-byom tidies up for South Korea. 3.5 minutes plus added time to go at the end of this first half, and Son loses out to Marquinhos, lies flat on the turf as Brazil have possession, but Rafinha spots the Tottenham striker on the deck.
Well, I just wonder whether he took a little bit of a blow to the face, actually.
Yeah.
As he takes his mask off. We hope not. I'm sure it was a slight risk.
Yeah, just being Marquinhos' shoulder, I think, wasn't it?
I'm sure it was a slight risk, him being fit for this. I'm not sure there was a lot of contact actually with the face itself. but when you've had an injury like that, you're always going to be a little bit cautious.
Yeah, shoulder to chest in the end from the replays that we've just been shown on our monitors in our commentary position up here, just overlooking the halfway line. Just a chance for one or two players to take on some fluids on this near touch line. Son's back on his feet, and the referee will just allow the ball to drop uncontested for Brazil to restart possession inside their own half. 4-0 they lead if you're just tuning into TalkSport. It's been an absolutely star-studded first half from the Brazilians, who've gone through the gears with alarming regularity, and 4 different goal scorers to boot. Alisson drives the ball up to the halfway line. It goes over the head of Richarlison, drops in the centre circle for Young Woo Young. Now Lee Jae-sung drives out to the right hand side, but Richarlison goes with him. Young Woo Young again finds Hwang In-byom. Now Kim Min-jae, touched around the corner by Lee Jae-sung. Now Kim Moon-hwan, good ball in field. 3 waiting at the far post for a cross. One of them was Hwang Hee-chan, but it's headed away, and Richarlison gets there just ahead of Son Heung-min. The 2 Spurs players in direct opposition, and then a bit of a heavy challenge which sent Rafinha to the turf, and a yellow card is being issued for that to Young Woo Young. And I'll say it, he would miss South Korea's next match were they to get through.
Yeah, he's found it difficult in there with his midfield teammate Hwang In-byom. Again, there's just been too many players in and around them with Danilo going in there. They're outnumbered, the 2 of them. He's given away the penalty. He's got himself a yellow card now. I think they'll be delighted to hear the half-time whistle.
Well, we're not even at 45 minutes yet before Clément Turpin tells us how much we'll have in terms of minimum stoppage time. Here on TalkSport at the World Cup in the round of 16. With Brazil 4-0 up. Morocco against Spain at 3 o'clock tomorrow, followed by Portugal against Switzerland. Brazil on their way to face Croatia in the last 8. South Korea try to send the ball forward. Cho goes to ground and looks imploringly at the referee for a foul, which again is not given.
No, and Thiago Silva just kind of jogs off with his back to the referee as if nothing happened. I saw what he did there. He just stepped across and body checked him.
Neymar, great first touch on halfway, sends it forward to Richarlison. Vinicius ahead of him, square is Paqueta. Now Rafinha picks it up right hand corner of the box, slips it into Paqueta once again, went for goal, good save, and then cleared away by Kim Young-won for a throw-in. Paqueta in for his 2nd and Brazil's 5th, but denied by the goalkeeper.
He needed to just put it across the 6-yard box, and there's a tap in there for Richarlison or Vinicius. They're both giving him the stare. Another great move. The amount of yellow shirts flooding forwards, because they've got the 5 at times up there, they've just got so many numbers heading in towards the penalty area.
Now I think all the samba celebrations of Brazil for these goals have contributed to the 5 additional minutes that we've just headed into on TalkSport. When Richarlison scored his, he went to do a sort of a chicken dance with Chiche on the touchline, and his manager at 61 years of age looked very nimble with the moves.
Wants to outdo Van Gaal. Chiche.
Here's Neymar looking for Vinicius. They're away again, Brazil, down the left-hand side of the box. 2 in the box. Oh, Rafinha couldn't connect. Flashed across the face of goal by Vinicius. Rafinha stuck out a right boot, but it didn't nestle in the back of the net, and instead it comes out to the near side to us on the South Korean left for a throw-in. 4-0.
Players don't like diving headers anymore, do they? They don't like a bit of grass in their teeth. It was there just to be your body thrown at it and head that one in. Instead he's tried to volley it when it's almost at shoulder height. Rafinha, get the shirt dirty, man.
There speaks a man of bitter experience of being asked to practice diving header after diving header on the training ground. Dean Ashton, former Norwich, West Ham and England striker, alongside me, Ian Danta, here at Stadium 974, where we're into that 5 minutes of additional time. 2 minutes of that have gone. Brazil 4-0 up. Rafinha, middle of the South Korea half, finds Neymar at the edge of the area, trying to wriggle his way through challenges, and he almost completely bamboozled Kim Min-jae, but in the end almost bamboozled himself.
Oh, he saw the opportunity though to, especially with the game positioned as it is, to try and pull off something quite spectacular, one of his trademark tricks, a little drag back, Cruyff turn, flick round with the other foot. Barely describe it, let alone try it.
South Korea in possession with Kim Min-jae, allowed to carry the ball towards the halfway line, plays it out wide to Kim Moon-hwan. Now Hwang In-byong looking for the other Hwang with a diagonal ball. Hwang Hee-chan heads it up in the air, couldn't bring it down on his chest. That's what he wanted to do. Rafinha kicks the ball away from him, and then it's gently lifted down the right hand side by Paquetá, and Richarlison's on his way, making his way into the area. He's not being challenged. Richarlison saved by the keeper, and then Neymar couldn't turn the rebound in, and it ends up being a goal kick. They didn't close down Richarlison. He made a beeline for the goal, but he couldn't finish it. 4-0 it stays.
Oh no, Kim Young-won has to come across there. He can't allow Richarlison to run from the halfway line into the penalty area, you know, unchallenged, to have a 1v1 with his goalkeeper. But Kim Seung-gyu, the South Korean goalkeeper, brilliant with his feet, just used that right foot, stuck it out nice and wide just to stop Richarlison, making it 5.
Lee Jae-sung, right-hand corner of the box, as South Korea make a rare foray into the Brazilian box. Paquetá with a very loose touch, breaks for Hwang Hee-chan down by the dead ball line to the left-hand side. Kim Jin-soo with a cross, headed away by Danilo, defending well at the back post, coming in from fullback. 4 minutes of additional time at the end of this first half have gone. There were a minimum 5 added on. Here's Son Heung-min, looking to buy some space outside the area, dispossessed, and away comes Richarlison, but instead he just checks his run, fouled by Hwang In-byong, and Brazil have a free kick on their way to the halfway line. 4-0 up, approaching half-time on TalkSport.
We should really thank South Korea, shouldn't we, for the way they're playing. They're so open. It means they're trying to still score, but then they're leaving the centre-backs totally exposed and the goalkeeper. It's been fun though.
Oh yeah. It's been more than fun. It's been extraordinary. Ball's up with Neymar on the halfway line. Oh, lovely ball round the corner. Just delicious. Played out to the left-hand side. The half-time whistle goes, and South Korea will be delighted to hear that whistle, because they have been outclassed in this first half by a rampant Brazil. 4 goals from 7 attempts on target. Amazing first half from Brazil. Got underway by Vinicius Junior with a really well taken effort, when a right wing cross from Rafinha worked its way through to Vinicius on the left hand side of the box, took his time, steadied himself, and curled it into the top corner. Then on 13, Young Woo-young brought down Richarlison inside the box. Neymar stepped up to score yet another penalty, 6th in succession for his country. Richarlison with the goal of the first half, juggling on with his head on the ball, then made a run into the box as the ball was worked into him superbly by Thiago Silva, and he stroked it past Kim Seung-gyu for 3. And then Lucas Paquetá finished off another brilliant counter-attack as the ball was lobbed to him at the far post by Vinicius. Paquetá volleyed home. Just essential Brazil in this first half. That's all you can say. Half-time, it's Brazil 4, South Korea 0. And I'm fully expecting Dean Ashton to throw off his headphones at some point, dash down there and try and connect with one of these diving headers he's so desperate to see. All the quality that's coming in from the flanks. Now, South Korea have made a double change at the start of the second half. Kim Jin-soo and Young Woo-young have been taken off. Young Woo-young conceded a penalty and got a yellow card, of course. Sun Jung-ho is on for Young Woo-young, and Hong Chul is on at left back for Kim Jin-soo. So 2 changes made by Paulo Bento, like for like changes it appears. No real change in the system. Brazil as you were from the start of the first half. I'll run you through the lineups in a moment as Richarlison gets us underway. Brazil in their yellow shirts with a bit of green trim, blue shorts, white socks, attacking the goal to our left where most of the most vociferous Brazil support is. And they're straight on the front foot with Neymar, but he's got 3 red Korean shirts around him. Oh, it's been given away, and Rafinha moves into the area. Can he square it for Richarlison? Goes for goal himself, and the deflection helps out the keeper, who can dive on the ball. And within 30 seconds of the restart, Brazil nearly made it 5.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been ideal, would it? After having just made a couple of substitutions, trying to shore things up. A slight tweak in the system. More 4-3-3 now for South Korea. And Rafinha just looking to use as if he was going to play that into Richarlison, and then was trying to fire it between the defender's legs to catch the goalkeeper out, but the deflection took the sting off it.
So it's Alisson in goal for Brazil. Militao, Marquinhos, Thiago Silva, Danilo, and then Casemiro and Lucas Paqueta and Rafinha, Neymar, Vinicius Jr. and Richarlison up front. Now suddenly they've got to the box, South Korea on. Son Heung-min fires wide when he'd just beaten the defender for pace, but a deflection took it out for a corner kick as South Korea go close at the start of this second period.
Yeah, there is a slight weakness in that back line. If you've got someone as quick as Son, they will cause this Brazilian back line a problem, and it's just one big long ball over the top. He's just too quick for Marquinhos.
Son's corner into the near post, headed up and out by Richarlison, although he didn't know a great deal about where it went. It just went straight behind for another corner.
It was a magnificent save from Alisson. Hasn't had a great deal to do. Good save in the first half of Hwang Hee-chan, and that was equally as good, 1v1.
Another Son corner, again Richarlison's there at the near post to head it out to the centre of the half. Son's gone again down the right hand side of the box, but it's overhit. So the South Korean revamp lineup: Kim Seung-gyu in goal, Kim Moon-hwan, Kim Min-jae, Kim Young-kwon and Hong Chul now in the back four. Son Jong-ho, Hwang In-byom and Lee Jae-sung in midfield. Hwang Hee-chan, Song Hyun-min and Cho Gui-sung are the front three to try and stem the tide of this flow of Brazilian attacks as they attack the goal to our left-hand side, the Seleção. I'm sure Croatia are already making their plans for how they deal with the South Americans, 5-time winners of this competition. But remember, it's 20 years since Brazil last lifted the famous trophy, and it came out in the Far East. And they beat Germany in the final by 2-0. Ronaldo atoning for the night to forget he had in Paris in France 98. But they've not lifted it since, not even in their own country, when the Germans got revenge with that humiliation in Belo Horizonte, going to Brazil on halfway. We played 3 minutes of the second half, and it's with Marquinhos, who gently strokes it across to Thiago Silva inside his own half. Looks for an option. Vinicius came short. The shorter option still was Danilo, still playing away from the left back area, pretty much where he wants. Now Rafinha galloping after the ball down the right wing. He'll get there. Hong Chul trying to hold him up. Down towards the dead ball line. Jinks back onto his left foot. Support from Lucas Paqueta. Rolls it back for Casemiro 30 yards out. Square across to Danilo. Now it's worked out to the left-hand corner of the area. And Vinicius Jr. taking 2 South Korean players with him. Full ball back in field. South Korea win it. And it's a chance for Hwang In-byom to set up a counter-attack. But Brazil now got players behind the ball, and South Korea working back to their goalkeeper, Kim Seung-gyu. I knew I'd make a mistake at some point tonight. And there it is, folks. 49 minutes in. Brazil 4, South Korea 0.
Again, I'm just looking at Richarlison. His work rate is fantastic. And that's, again, another big change for this Brazilian side, is work rate off the ball.
Great ball out to the South Korean right for Hwang Hee-chan. And then they tried to release Kim Moon-hwan down the right-hand side, intercepted by Vinicius, and a ball over the top sets Rafinha away. Right-hand side, Neymar just holding his run in the middle. Richarlison at the edge of the box. Rafinha tried to whip it back for Neymar, but it went out for a goal kick in the end. It came off Rafinha last of all. He was trying to pretend it didn't. but it's the South Korean goal kick. 4-0 Brazil lead with 5 gone in the second half on TalkSport.
Sumptuous ball though from Casemiro over the top, and Rafinha just controlled it with his head to start with. He saw Neymar's little dart to the near post, tried to find him through the defender. In the end it ricocheted away. I actually thought the better option was Richarlison just coming in on the edge of the box.
Wang Hee-chan for South Korea. It's hit back just over the halfway line. Paulo Bento standing just next to him in the edge of his technical area, hands in pockets. That will be one of his more difficult half-time team talks, I imagine, for a side that galloped its way through the qualifiers to make it here.
Basically just deciding which seats to sit in.
They're at the check-in desk already. Danilo inside his own penalty area for Brazil. Hooks the ball clear under pressure from Son. And Paulo Bento controls it. Of course, he was sent off after getting a bit too aggressive with the referee, but not allowing a corner to be taken right at the end of their 3-2 defeat to Ghana. So he spent the game against Portugal up in the stands. But there he is, prowling his technical area, watching on as Kim Min-jae brings the ball forward for South Korea. Plays a long ball out to the left-hand side and finds Hong Chul. Now works in field to Hwang In-byong. Up to the edge of the area. Good ball around the corner from Son, but that's well protected by Marquinhos. Sensational defending to stop the ball, getting to his opponent. Just used his body and was aggressive, and the ball goes out for a goal kick to Brazil. A few of the legends up there in the box, or Roberto Carlos, Rivaldo, Gilberto Silva in there. They'll be enjoying this. They'll be wishing they were out there, I imagine, being part of this performance. Ball up to halfway, beautifully chested down by Lucas Paqueta, and then out of play for a throw-in on the far right-hand side of the field. 4-0, 7 gone in the second half.
Well, I think it's down to Brazil. Where do they want to take this game? Do they want to keep the tempo up, look to get 5, 6, 7, or will it be a case of conserving energy, keeping possession, and possibly Fetiche making some substitutions to freshen things up?
Well, they'll know that Croatia have just been through 120 minutes of football against Japan to win on penalties. You heard that live earlier on TalkSport. So, mind you should never say that Croatia retired after an extra time in a penalty shootout. They showed time and time again 4 years ago that meant nothing, including against England in the semi-final. England-France, don't forget, comes on Saturday. All the build-up throughout the day on TalkSport, and then Adrian, Jim Proudfoot, Stuart Pearce will be there at Al Bayt for that game. 7 o'clock kickoff Saturday night, England against France. Don't miss it. Make a date with TalkSport across the day for that one. Brazil, right-hand side with Rafinha, approaching the right-hand corner of the box, whips in a left-footed cross, headed out to the middle of the half. South Korea tried to get a piece of it, but instead it's with Casemiro, centre of the South Korean half. Lays it off to Marquinhos, back out to Rafinha in the right wing position, giving Hong Chul plenty to think about. Just stamps the ball in field for Paqueta, back for Rafinha in the area, Jington to his right and left, goes for goal, brilliant save, terrific save by Kim Sung-gyu. It stayed in play. Vinicius goes for goal and drags his shot horribly wide, very nearly 5-0, but a good low save from Kim Sung-gyu to deny Rafinha.
Nice, outstanding from the goalkeeper Kim Sung-gyu, because he doesn't know, as the defenders don't, they don't know when Rafinha's going to take the shot, because he keeps chopping onto his right, back onto his left, and then he played it through the legs of the defender, and he got down really smartly to make the save.
Long ball downfield by Kim Min-hwan to pick out Hwang, but he couldn't get the better of Thiago Silva, who is playing the game with a cigar on at the back. Better be careful if the wind gets up, his cigar's going to blow out. Marquinhos approaching the halfway line, strokes it to his left for Danilo. Plays a little 1-2 with Casemiro. South Korea just putting everybody behind the ball. Marquinhos again into the centre circle for Casemiro as a huge tifo of Pele starts to be unfurled away to our left-hand side by the Brazilian fans behind that goal. Pele, get well soon, with an image of the great man wearing the famous number 10 shirt. And we all wish Pele the very best of health at this time. 4-0 to Brazil. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Live on TalkSport as South Korea have possession with Lee Jae-sung, but they've got caught upfield and a chance for Brazil to counter again. Vinicius Junior gets the afterburners on and drives over the halfway line out to this near side the left, taking two players with him. Infield to Neymar. Neymar 30 yards out. He's clipped. It's a free kick to Brazil in position A1 for a direct free kick on goal as Son Jun-ho just on as the sub brought down Neymar. 4-0. Chance for 5 with a free kick.
Yeah, he makes you think he can win the ball there, Neymar, and then he just takes a tiny touch with the outside of his foot to take it away from you. Now Aid talked about it before the game. He was the last one to come in from the warm-up. He took about 5 or 6 free kicks. I just wonder whether it's too far for him. Rafinha looks like he fancies it. Casemiro's getting involved. But if Neymar wants it, I'm pretty sure he could pull rank.
Well, he made sure he took the penalty when Rafinha looked like he wanted it initially, when that was given early in the piece. The South Korean wall is lined up inside the D. That gives you an idea of how far out this free kick is away to our left-hand side. So there's plenty of time for a Brazilian player to get it up and down over the wall. Kim Seung-gyu waits on his goal line, and Neymar definitely looks favourite. And then Rafinha goes for goals, deflected over the bar. Corner kick. Fooled me, but the deflection took it away from goal, but it is a Brazilian corner at 4-0.
Yeah, it just felt a little bit too far for Neymar. I think he can craft those ones that are nice and close to the penalty area. Just craft those ones over the wall, whereas that one that's a bit further out, I think Rafinha fancied it.
Neymar's going to have the corner. Again, that zonal marking along the 6-yard line from South Korea. It's rolled short to Vinicius and then further infield to Danilo. He plays the ball into the box. Comfortably headed clear. Guided down for South Korea to try and break clear. Son Heung-min on halfway. Suddenly 3 Brazilian shirts converge around him, but one of them took the ball off Son illegally. Free kick awarded by Clement Turpin. And South Korea can at least get the ball downfield for a moment. 4-0 down they are.
I thought he did well there, Son, but just again another indication of that pressing that Brazil now have as part of their defensive game. They don't let you rest any longer.
Approaching the hour mark on TalkSport at the 974 Stadium. Here down the right hand side is Kim Moon-hwan for South Korea. Deep ball goes beyond everybody to the far post. Hong Chul will pick it up, tries to drive it in, but it's blocked on that right hand side by Vinicius, who was out there defending, and Eder Militao. Now it's played into the box, neat 1-2, but across comes Lucas Paquetá to clear it this time. Still South Korea have it. Left hand side, trying to work the ball into the centre of the field, and Son Jun-ho forced to go back to the halfway line, and Kim Min-jae. Richarlison now looking to press as he goes left to Kim Yong-kwon. Ball driven by Hwang In-beom out to this near side. Lovely ball. Kim Moon-hwan, the right back again, right hand corner of the area. Skips away from Vinicius. Works it back to Son. Son got to a bit of traffic. Now he's moving back towards the edge of the area. Tries to play in show. Well intercepted by Brazil. Counter-attack is on, and Vinicius rides a challenge and gets up to the halfway line. He's got Neymar and Richarlison inside him. Works the appeal to Neymar. Neymar tries to turn it back round the corner for Vinicius, but well defended in the end by Son Jung-ho. Brazil will just have it again on the halfway line. 4-0 Brazil lead here on TalkSport as we approach the hour mark. Dean Ashton.
And that's what they can do, Brazil. It feels like it's slowed right down, then all of a sudden there's that real injection of pace from Vinicius or Richarlison, Rafinha or Neymar. It's very, very difficult to defend against.
They haven't made any changes yet. There's no Alexandro Alex Telles, nor is there any Gabriel Jesus available through injury for this match. But there's still plenty who would love to get on in a Brazilian shirt and try and extend this scoreline. Here's Danilo, left-hand side, midway point of the South Korean half. Touches it, field to Neymar. Suddenly they're quicker the pace, but the ball into Vinicius Junior is cleared away. And South Korea try and bring it clear through Hwang Hee-chan. Turns back into trouble, but he was fouled by Richarlison. Free kick taken quickly. Ball's worked into the centre circle. And now Son Heung-min is playing on the right-hand side for the moment. Faced up by Danilo, so he works it back to the halfway line. South Korea not showing any huge ambition at this point, Dean.
No, but they're still game, aren't they? They've not completely given up.
Hong Chul going for the byline, left-hand side. His cross is stumped out of play on the far side of the field by Marquinhos for a throw to South Korea. So an hour gone. You're listening to TalkSport live at the World Cup, the only radio station bringing you commentary of every single game of the 64 here in Qatar. This is match number 54. 10 to go after this one. The next one will be Morocco against Spain, which you can hear tomorrow afternoon on TalkSport at 3 p.m, followed by Switzerland against Portugal at 7. Here come Brazil again with Neymar up to the edge of the area, slides it into Rafinha. Rafinha goes on the outside of the fullback, drives it in, and another great save from Kim Seung-gyu to pat it behind for a corner kick to Brazil. 4-0 they lead.
Oh, and it all started with a beautiful Cruyff flick from Casemiro on his own 18-yard line, set them away. Neymar eventually then finding Rafinha. It's all too easy, by the way. No real pressure on them. Rafinha just drags the ball with his left foot, takes it to the right-hand side, strikes it with his right foot, and again, he cannot get past Kim Seung-gyu in the South Korean goal.
Well, a very familiar figure coming onto the field now. A veteran of Brazilian football, 39 years young. Dani Alves, who's now playing his club football in Mexico, hugs Eder Militao, who he's replacing, and he's going to get half an hour's worth of action for his 126th cap. And he goes ahead of Roberto Carlos with this appearance. He's on for Brazil's first change. Now Rafinha's corner on the far side, left-footed in-swinger. Tempted flick on by Richarlison, didn't connect with it, and he has hands on top of his head. He feels he should have done that. He's won it back though, right-hand corner of the area, driving into the box. Only Neymar there for a pullback, and then he fouls Kim Young-won as he tried to wrestle back possession Richarlison, and it ends up being a South Korean free kick inside their own box.
Yeah, and he breathes a big sigh of relief. Son Heung-min, he tried to just play his way out, dribble his way out. He was caught. Richarlison, I don't know what he did. He just totally miscontrolled it and allowed Kim Young-won to get back in.
And Danilo in a race with Hwang Hee-chan as the South Korean number 11 head down this near touchline, the South Korean right. But he kept up with him. Casemiro just teases the ball into the centre half.
He's been sensational, Casemiro, honestly.
We keep saying it about Casemiro. Yeah. People keep trying to write him off. They wrote him off when he went to Real Madrid, saying, what does he mean to this Real Madrid side? He was everything to that Real Madrid
I think
side.
If you're a Manchester United fan watching this, you can realise there's plenty more to come from him at Manchester United. Wonderful player tonight.
Thiago Silva just caught on the top of the foot by Cho Gui-sung, and another change being readied by South Korea. And they're bringing on Taek Seung-ho, who plays for the Hyundai club in South Korea, and he's coming on for Hwang In-byum, who gets a ruffle of the hair from his manager, Paulo Bento. Central midfielder Taek Seung-ho joined Barca when he was 10 years of age, but never made an appearance for Barca. And he also played in Germany, making his 15th appearance. Taek Seung-ho. So Both the defensive midfielders have been changed by Paulo Bento. Brazil are in possession inside their own half. 4-0 up. We played nearly 3/4 of this match live on TalkSport, and Dani Alves looks to set Rafinha away. The flag stayed down for the moment. He's got into the area, pulls it back for Neymar, and Neymar couldn't get the shot on goal. That was Richarlison, the other man with the bleached blonde hair, couldn't get the shot away. I'm not sure that Rafinha was onside when that ball was played, but we play on anyway.
I think it might have come back, that's for sure, but Rafinha just refused the opportunity to take on the goalkeeper again.
Wang plays the ball in field. Cho goes down again somewhat theatrically after a challenge from Casemiro, who wags his finger at Cho. Vinicius runs into two South Korean players who steal the ball off him, and it's back with the South Korean side out on their left-hand side with Hongchul. Plays a 1-2 with Son, who's gone back out to the left-hand side once again for his country. Kim Min-jae. Kim Moon-hwan, the right back, on halfway. Looks in field, and now Park Seung-ho gets his first touch. Worked out to this near side, the right. Hwang Hee-chan. Pike again. Just drives in field for a moment. Kim Moon-hwan let the ball run across his body. Cross from Hwang. Just controlled with ease by Thiago Silva. Now they give Alisson something to think about as he's rolled along his own 6-yard line. Dani Alves tries to clear it downfield for Rafinha, but he couldn't control it. South Korean throw, 4-0 to Brazil.
They haven't made the most of the crossing opportunities, South Korea, in this game. I thought they were excellent against Ghana. The delivery was really good and dangerous. Delivery's been poor from wide areas, and they've not taken the opportunity to cross when it's opened up. And Cho Gui-sung has looked a frustrated figure up there, the number 9, and rightly so, because you make your runs hoping that delivery comes at the earliest possible opportunity.
Brazil win the ball back. Casemiro lets the ball run across his body. Neymar on halfway, couldn't get away from Pike, and he will have it back on halfway and flick it to his right for Hwang Hee-chan, hugging this near touchline. Decent ball in field. Turn forward to Lee Jae-sung. Space on the left hand side for Hongchul. Level with the edge of the area. He puts a decent ball in over the head of Cho, who again has gone down. Ball fired in, might break for a South Korean player. Brilliant blocks from Marquinhos, not once but twice, and eventually it goes behind and the offside flag finally goes up, which would have denied South Korea a chance, but the Brazilian defence weren't to know that, and they did everything to keep that ball out the net. 4-0 it stays.
Alisson again with a brilliant point-blank save as it flashed past his defender. His reactions to save, he actually saves it with his right hand onto Cho, who's lay on the floor from the initial cross. He felt like he was fouled and it should be a penalty, but it's a brilliant, the firmness of that hand from Alisson stopped that ball that was hit so hard towards him from 6 yards. Stunning save.
It's as strong a hand as Jordan Pickford showed last night for England in that first half save against Senegal. England play France on Saturday night. You know TalkSport's going to be the place to be right the way across the day for all the build-up along with the kick-off at 7 o'clock from the Al Bayt Stadium where England won last night as well. Brazilian players gone down about 25 yards out, and it will be a free kick given to Brazil. Casemiro is the man who's just holding his shin in a bit of pain, but his teammate Richarlison just drags him back to his feet with all the sympathy you'd expect from a teammate.
Yeah, I think he just had his foot trodden on, to be honest, Casemiro.
Well, Brazil not conceded more than one goal in their last 29 matches since that win against Peru that they still won anyway. So going forward in this World Cup, here they are keeping a clean sheet at the moment, Dean. It's a real worry for opponents that they rarely, if ever, concede more than one in a game. You're going to have to score a fair few to beat them.
Yeah, I mean, they've got so much experience and quality at the back there with Thiago Silva marshalling it. Any team that faces him is going to find it difficult. But I think with England's performance and France's performance, felt like it was important. Brazil made a little bit of a statement in this game. People might say, oh, South Korea, but they've been good in this competition, South Korea, and they've just been absolutely dismantled by Brazil.
And now they're about to bring on Rodrigo of Real Madrid and Arsenal's Gabriel Martinelli, who will have points to prove themselves when they get on, as a double substitution's being readied by Tite in Brazil. 20 minutes to go on TalkSport. Brazil 4, South Korea 0. All the goals coming in the first half. South Korea still gamely coming forward, looking for a consolation, if nothing else. Kim Moon-hwan, right-hand side of the area, floats the ball deep to the far post. It goes beyond everybody, bounces twice and out of play for a Brazil throw on the far side. They want to make the double change. The referee's been alerted, and we will find out who is being withdrawn. In fact, it's not Rodrigo who's coming on. It's Bremer who's coming on, who played in the game against Cameroon last time out. He plays for Juve. He was named after Andreas Bremer, the famous German centre-half. He's coming on for Danilo.
Yeah, I think.
And the other change does see Gabriel. Is it Gabriel Martinelli? It is, and he's coming on for Vinicius Junior.
I think just protecting those full-back areas because of the injuries that they've got, especially at left-back. And then Militao and now Danilo, just protect those areas for the next round.
So Bremer and Gabriel Martinelli on, Danilo and Vinicius Junior off into the last 20 minutes, and Brazil 4-0 up. Find Richarlison in midfield, but he's dispossessed. South Korea have it left-hand side. Ball clips in field, but it bounces over Son Heung-min's head, and it's fired out to this near side, and Martinelli gets his first touch, just shy of the halfway line. Martinelli now making his 6th appearance for his country. Made his first start for his country here at this tournament. Only made his debut back in March. 5 goals for Arsenal this season. Can he break his Brazilian duck tonight? Playing out on the left-hand side with chalk on his boots, the way he's been set up. And Bremer, the other substitute, rolls it back to Thiago Silva. Keeps it away from Cho Guesson. Back it goes to Alisson, who's had not a great deal to do, but what he has done has been very, very solid indeed, as you might expect from a regular Golden Glove winner in the Premier League. Richarlison tries to spin the defender on halfway, but he fouled him, and it's a free kick to South Korea. Wonder whether this will spell the end for Paulo Bento as the South Korea coach, and they'll look for something new going forward. They're going to make another change, and Lee Jae-sung is now coming off, and Lee Kang-in, who impressed me coming on as a sub against Ghana and started against Portugal. Star of the Under-20 World Cup run that South Korea had in 2019, where they were eventual runners-up. Won a reality show in Spain to get a professional contract, now playing with Real Mallorca. He's on. Son Heung-min, right-hand side of the box, held up by Bremer and Martinelli, and then Hwang hits it against Martinelli, and it'll be a throw to South Korea. 4-0 down they are. Ball's worked back into midfield, up to the edge of the box, and Lee Kang-in trying to make some space straight away. Almost breaks at the edge of the box for Son. Oh, he tried to roll it out to the right wing for Hwang, but Hwang was caught on his toes, on his heels should I say, and just rolls out harmlessly from the Brazilian point of view for a throw-in that they're in no hurry to take, like they've declared here. Brazil with 15 to go, 4-0 up.
Yeah, I think so. Conserving energy, seeing the game out, just looking and thinking about potential weaknesses for Brazil if teams they will face. I'm sure Croatia will be looking. Then possibly Argentina. They do give you opportunities in wide areas because, especially when they go to a 3 and allow one of the fullbacks to go into midfield, there's that space constantly out wide. So teams, certainly the better teams, if they are allowed that sort of room out wide, can they do better than South Korea have done this evening, because their quality's been poor when they've been able to cross.
Got themselves a free kick on this near side, the right, and Lee Kang-in and Song Kung-min are standing over it. One of them will deliver it. Brazil holding their line right on the 18-yard line. And it's Lee Kang-in to drift it in left-footed, headed out to the edge of the area, driven back by Pike. Oh, what a great goal! What a fantastic goal from Pike Seung-ho. It may only be a consolation. What a great strike from his left foot, 30 yards out. And Allison never saw it. Brazil 4, South Korea 1.
Yeah, they enjoyed that behind the goal, the South Korean fans, and so they should. Pike Seung-ho with a quite wonderful strike. It was headed out brilliantly actually from Brazil to about 30 yards out. He takes a touch and just hits it on the half volley. As sweet as you like. It might just take the tiniest of deflections off the backside of Thiago Silva, and I think that is what then takes it away from Alisson. Either way, there was absolutely no stopping that.
There'll be somebody wearing South Korean red around this stadium saying comeback's on. VAR just making sure the goal is legitimate. It's fine. We're back underway at 4-1, so Brazil have conceded, which will be an annoyance to Chiche. And South Korea have something to show for their efforts here at 9-7-4 this evening. And then a pretty hefty challenge from Hwang Hee-chan on this near touchline against Martinelli, and Brazil have a free kick.
They've deserved it, South Korea. Yes, naive, but great for us to watch. They've opened the game up. They've played the way that they have in previous games, and they've got, in the end, a goal they deserve.
Well, the only team to score 5 or more in a round of 16 match since the competition was revamped in 1986 was Spain, who beat Denmark 5-1 in that 1986 Mexico tournament. And no team has won by more than 4. Of course, Brazil are only winning by 3 at the moment. Let's see what they can react to with Lucas Paquetá holding the ball up. Dani Alves getting involved. Richarlison sends it out to Rafinha on the right-hand side. Back in field for Richarlison. Dani Alves takes over. Not much room to operate in on the Brazil right, so they work it in field. Intercepted by Hong Chul. Up to the halfway line. That's a neat ball to find Hwang Hee-chan, who can let the ball run across his body and move into the Brazilian half. Held up for a moment by Martinelli. Infield it goes to Pike Seung-ho, who's just scored that lovely goal back for the South Koreans. Goes back to the halfway line. Kim Yong-won. Kim Min-jae carrying the ball into the midway point of the Brazilian half. Flicks it out to Kim Moon-hwan. Kim Min-jae again. Well, ball turned round the corner, but Brazil, having won it back, give it away very, very cheaply. And now Cho makes a run into the box, and he's been down, and he drives it into the near post, and Alisson has to make a save to turn it behind, but the offside flag goes up again against Cho. But once again, Alisson was not to know and made a terrific save at his near post as Cho Guesung suddenly broke into the box. 4-1 Brazil.
He did, but the defensive line was brilliant from Brazil. Marquinhos at the last second realises that he's going to play him onside. He just steps up right into line with Thiago Silva, and Cho is then probably a step or two offside. But like you say, Alisson wasn't to know. Tight angle. He drove the the volley into the ground and up, and Alisson was there to save, and that'll be his last action.
Because what Chuche is doing here is giving the number 12 Everton a run out, and that means all 26 Brazilian squad players have had minutes out on the pitch at this World Cup. Ederson kept goal against Cameroon. Everybody else has had a moment, and Rodrigo is coming on for Neymar, presumably just to keep Neymar fresh, only just back from injury. He's got his goal tonight from the penalty spot early in the piece, and he's off and Rodrigo is on. And Everton's first involvement, places club football for Palmeiras in Brazil. Did play in some of the qualifiers, kept a few clean sheets as well. Everton clips the ball out to the left hand side, and Martinelli into the box, and Rodrigo was diving in, but the goalkeeper came out and palmed it out of play on this near side for a Brazilian throw. 10 minutes to go on TalkSport. Brazil 4, South Korea 1.
You just wonder, some of these players are the players that lost to Cameroon. Have they been able to shake it off? Can they impress Tiche?
Well, here is Rodrigo, left-hand side of the box, but he can't get away from challenge, and then the goalkeeper almost dispossessed right on his goal line by Rafinha, but kept it away from him in the nick of time. But South Korea lose the ball on halfway. Dani Alves, so much experience brought to bear by a man who won countless titles in his time at Barcelona, 19 honours in his time at the Camp Nou. Goes back to Marquinhos, and the pressure from Son rolls it back to Everton. First time clearance out to the right hand side, might break down the right hand side for Paqueta, but no, it's won back by South Korea, and Kim Min-jae has it just shy of the centre circle inside his own half. Gets it back from Kim Moon-hwan. Right back has it again, being closed down by Martinelli. Now just a long ball over the top. It's a good ball as well, trying to get Cho in behind. Oh, and just a desperate lunge there in the end to keep it away from the South Korean attackers. And it was Hwang who's just come on, Hwang Ui-jo, who came on for Cho, but he just couldn't bring the ball down out of the sky.
No, he needed to control it nice and early, and then he could have either picked a teammate out or taken the shot. He let it bounce. As soon as you do that, give the defenders time to get back, make a challenge.
Here is Pike, who scored that consolation goal a few moments ago for South Korea. Kim Moon-hwan calling for it on this near touchline, receives it now, gives it back to Hwang Hee-chan. Lee Kang-in teases the ball in field. Hwang Hee-chan again, down the right hand side of the box for Kim Moon-hwan, fires it across the face of goal, nobody there to touch it in, and Everton, there was nobody coming in at that far post and could let it go behind for a goal kick. 4-1.
Well, they're keeping it interesting for us, aren't they? South Korea, they're not letting this game just float away. They're still trying to press, still getting the fullbacks forward. Kim Moon-hwan there overlapping and looking to play that ball in. There just wasn't anyone making that clever run at the back post that gives you an easy tap in.
7 minutes to go. That's Dean Ashton, you can hear alongside me. Ian Danter, Dean, former England international, is going to be part of TalkSport Breakfast tomorrow. Starts at 6 a.m. with Laura Woods and Ali McCoist, and Dean will join the fun from 8 a.m. in the morning before White and Jordan from 10 back in the UK, of course. Martinelli for Brazil, 4-1. Plays the ball back to Rodrigo. Casemiro finds Rodrigo once more. Now Bremer works it back to Thiago Silva on halfway. Martinelli's coming field for a moment. Slightly heavy touch from Casemiro, but Bremer can control it quite comfortably. Thiago Silva looks for a ball down the right hand side for Rafinha. Skips infield, rides one challenge. Now goes back out to the right wing. He's run out of room in the end, but he has won a throw for Brazil down that far side, and Dani Alves takes it quickly for Lucas Paqueta. Back he goes to the halfway line, and Marquinhos. Thiago Silva Looks for Bremer, who takes it up to the halfway line. Charleston just walking along the line, just waiting for his moment to spring in behind as the ball sent forward to Rodrigo. Let the ball trickle under his boot and lost it. 5 minutes of normal time to go. Brazil 4, South Korea 1. 2 games to come tomorrow, both live on TalkSport. Morocco against Spain. That will be very tight, I fancy. 3 o'clock kickoff, followed by Portugal against Switzerland. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. Oh, ball given away by Cho Jae-young. Into the area goes Rodrigo. The attempted cross for Richarlison is cleared away. And once again, Kim Seung-gyu, too casual, the goalkeeper. And they got away with it, South Korea.
Oh, it was awful. He really didn't look like he knew what he was doing, trying to play that out. Terrible attempt. And it was Rodrigo that didn't make him pay. Took too long. Tried to take it wide. Just put it in the net.
Still 4-1. Dani Alves with a cross into the box. And a calm header back to his goalkeeper by Kim Min-jae. And Kim Seung-gyu will bring the ball out to the edge of his own penalty area. Drops it and then will flick it to his right for Kim Min-jae. Now Kim Yong-gwon, who's made his 100th appearance tonight for his country. Proud moment for him, even if the result hasn't gone his way. Wang goes down under pressure from Bremer and is down, face down in the turf, claiming he's injured. Then suddenly he's back on his feet. That was a quick recovery.
Miraculous, wasn't it?
Throw in taken quickly. It's Kim Min-jae looking for Kim Yong-gwon again, just shy of the halfway line. Brazil got everybody behind the ball. Kim Min-jae again, who's been a big hit in Serie A with Napoli since moving there. We thought he was an important cog in the wheel coming back into the team tonight, but he's not been able to do anything. Now Hong Chul, the left back, down the left hand side of the area, pulls the ball back over the head of Wang, who is flying in, pressurising Bremer. And the ball drifts out to the left hand side of the box and Martinelli finds Casemiro, who's fouled by Pike. And it's a free kick to Brazil. 4-1 they lead, and we're into the last knockings here at Stadium 974 on TalkSport.
Yeah, he was nice and strong there, Bremer. As Swang Hee-chan tried to come in over the top of him at the back post, he just got the left arm out, made sure he couldn't come across him. There's a real feature about Brazil when Thiago Silva gets it and Rafinha's out there on the right hand side, somebody makes a it's a lovely pass.
Yeah, brilliant from Dani Alves to set Rafinha way down the right. 3 Brazilian players up with him. Rafinha gets to the right hand corner of the box, pulls it to the far post looking for Martinelli, but Kim Moon-hwan headed it away, but it still will make its way out to Martinelli on this left hand side. Drifts in field, then leaves it for Casemiro. Richarlison at the edge of the box. He's gone back towards Bremer. Tucks it in field for Lucas Paqueta. Now out to the right hand side, Rafinha brings it in field. Another lovely ball into the box, headed out by Kim Min-jae that time. Brazil threatening towards the end of the game to get a fifth. Rodrigo faced up by the back line, finds Martinelli left hand side of the box, gets to the byline, chips it to the far post, volley from Dani Alves, and it's gone behind for a corner kick of Hong Chul. Dani Alves trying to get in on the action. 4-1 Brazil lead.
Big smile on his face. Martinelli did brilliantly on the left hand side and then just clipped the ball up towards the back post. Dani Alves could have taken it down, could have volleyed it in a conventional way. He thought, no, I'm going for the side, Mark Hughes style flying volley, and he connected brilliantly. It's just a shame there was a South Korean body in the way.
Rafinha's corner, right under the crossbar and headed over. Goalkeeper came and got nothing, and it was headed over in the end by Bremer, who'd come up from the back. And as we head towards stoppage time, actually it may have come off the keeper last of all, but it's a goal kick that's been given. It's Brazil 4, South Korea 1.
Yeah, I mean, he's made some great saves, Kim Seung-gyu, in the South Korean goal, but he's also given the team a few scares as well. That was another one, came flying out and nearly missed it.
Kim Yong-gwon clears up to halfway. Alves back defending, heads it down, but it will just drop for a South Korean player. Hong Chul hits a lovely ball into out, left to right, and Wang in the area, angles tight, drive for goal, but it's well wide. And he was well watched, in fairness too, by Bremer, who made sure the angle was as narrow as possible. Shanked it wide, goal kick to Brazil, and we're about to find out how much added time, and it will be 4 minimum added minutes at the end of this half, with Brazil 4-1 up on TalkSport.
Yeah, I can't blame Wang Yi-chan there. I'd have done exactly the same. I wouldn't be pulling that back. I'm in the World Cup, I'm playing Brazil, I'm down the right hand side of the penalty area. I am trying to hit that as hard as I can.
You've got a very vivid imagination. Goal kick from Everton, what am I saying? Oh, chested down to the centre circle by Lee Kangin, drifting out to this near side. Good run from the substitute, taking 2 Brazilian players with him, Lee Kangin, and then he's taken down, is he? No, the referee says Casemiro won the ball.
He didn't.
And then Martinelli does get a foul, does he? No, he's told to get up as well by the referee as he went down under pressure on this near touchline. And instead it's brought away by Sun Jung-ho.
Turpan just saying, ref yourselves, boys.
Yeah. Son Heung-min. I'm sure Spurs fans will be delighted that he will get back to training with the Spurs first team a little earlier than he might have hoped in terms of this tournament. Remember, once the Premier League gets back underway, all the games from Boxing Day 27th, 28th programme live on TalkSport Network via the app TalkSport and TalkSport 2. Get that app downloaded for your smartphone. It's free and it's brilliant, as Jim White might say. Here's Kim Min-jae. Playing the ball up to the edge of the area. He didn't look quick round the corner from Pike, but it's won back by Brazil. And Richarlison suddenly stretches his legs and gallops down the left-hand side. There's 3 up with him. Rodrigo's up there. So too is Rafinha, but now Richarlison's taken the game down to walking pace, and he's brilliantly won a throw level with the edge of the area as he waited for Park Chung-ho to come in on him. Brazil throw, 4-1 they lead.
Actually, Rafinha, Dani Alves, Rodrigo, they're all trying to get up and support. They wanted another goal. Richarlison just decided to take it towards the byline instead. See the game out.
And now Richarlison controlling the ball down by the corner flag. They've only got a 3-goal advantage. Oh, he's just on a nutmeg a couple of South Korean players. They get it clear. Only as far as Dani Alves. He's going to have a go for goal, and it's well wide. Fancied his chances from 30 yards out, but never really got hold of it. South Korean goal kick, 4-1 Brazil.
Yeah, he wants something special, doesn't he? Dani Alves, and why not? Never too young to try an overhead kick. I'm sure we'll get Adrian doing one while we're out here.
Okay, I look forward to that. It's a shake of the head from your colleague there. Brazil still in possession on this near side with Gabriel Martinelli. Back to Thiago Silva, who calmly keeps the ball away from Hwang Ui-jo, and Dani Alves in a bit of space. We're in the final minute of the 4 that have been added on.
I mean, the second half obviously has been a bit flatter. Well, I think the majority of people leaving this stadium will be happy that they witnessed a stunning first half from Brazil. Some special goals.
Kim Min-hwan gives the ball back to his keeper Kim Seung-gyo under pressure from Rodrigo, and he just got it clear, but it's won back by Brazil. Martinelli looks for Rafinha in the area, but overhit the pass. Was he fouled? He was, says the referee, and it'll be a free kick for Brazil to wrap up this game. In fact, that is the final whistle. Brazil go through with ease to the last 8. They have dismantled South Korea, as this stadium will be dismantled after this match here at the 974. They declared effectively at half-time. Vinicius Junior on 7 minutes. Neymar with his customary penalty on 13 minutes after Richarlison had been fouled. Richarlison got his 3rd of the tournament with a brilliant goal. Some wonderful interplay around the box. That was 3-0 on the half hour. And then Lucas Paquetá, West Ham got on the act with a sublime volley from a counter-attack 9 minutes from half-time. Park Sung-hyo got a consolation goal back for South Korea 14 minutes from time, and they deserved that in a sense based on what they brought to this World Cup. But Brazil march on, as they often do, to take on Croatia next. Final score here at the 974 Stadium: Brazil 4, South Korea 1.